We live in a world where most people are completely unaware that they are trapped inside an invisible matrix, a low-vibration reality that keeps them stuck in cycles of struggle, fear, and limitation. It's not a physical prison. It's not something you can see with your eyes. It's an energetic cage built from beliefs, emotions, and unconscious patterns that dictate every aspect of your life without you even realizing it. The way you think, the way you feel, the situations you attract, the people you meet, the opportunities or lack of opportunities you experience. All of it is shaped by the vibrational frequency you are operating on. But here's the truth that most people never figure out: the matrix isn't real. It's a construct of the mind, reinforced by society, conditioning, and personal habits. Which means the moment you start shifting your energy, the entire structure begins to collapse.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lessons.
Most people will never break free because they don't even know they're trapped. They wake up, go to work, scroll through social media, consume the same low-energy content, engage in the same negative conversations, and repeat the same emotional patterns day after day, never questioning why life feels so heavy. They think struggle is normal. They think stress is just part of life. They think luck, fate, or external circumstances determine their future. But that's the illusion. The real reason they stay stuck is because they are vibrating at the same frequency every single day, and energy by its very nature can only attract what matches its frequency. If you're in a state of fear, you attract experiences that reinforce fear. If you carry resentment, you attract situations that trigger more resentment. If you believe life is hard, life will constantly prove you right. It's not magic, it's physics. Everything is frequency, and your energy is the key that unlocks or locks you into different realities. So the real question is, what frequency are you living on? When you wake up in the morning, what is the first thought that enters your mind? Is it gratitude, excitement, a sense of peace? Or is it stress, frustration, resistance? That first thought is a clue. It tells you what frequency you are tuned into. And here's where it gets deeper: your emotions are not random. They are habits. You think you're just reacting to life, but in reality, your nervous system is addicted to certain emotional states. If you've spent years feeling anxious, your body is literally wired to seek out anxiety. If you've lived in scarcity, your mind will unconsciously create more scarcity. It's not because you want to suffer. It's because your system only knows how to function in the frequency it's familiar with. And breaking free means doing something most people never do. It means overriding that old programming and choosing a new frequency before your reality shifts. Think about this: when was the last time you made a decision purely based on energy? Not logic, not fear, not obligation, but pure, undeniable alignment? Most people have never done this. They consult their doubts. They ask for permission. They wait for external confirmation before they move. But high vibration people, they don't wait. They feel the energy they trusted, and they act on it. And because of that, their reality bends to match their frequency. They don't chase. They attract. They don't force. They align. And that's the secret: the matrix only controls those who are trapped in reaction mode. The moment you stop reacting and start consciously choosing your vibration, you step outside of the system. You become untouchable. But here's what no one tells you about breaking free: it's not comfortable. Your mind will resist. Your body will crave the old frequency. Your environment will test you. People around you will try to pull you back in, not because they want to harm you, but because your shift threatens their stability. If you raise your vibration, it forces them to confront their own energy, and most people are not ready for that. So the question is, are you willing to let go of everything that keeps you locked in the old frequency? Because that's the price of freedom. You can't bring your old patterns, your old habits, your old identity into a high vibration reality. You have to release everything that isn't in alignment, and most people won't do it. They'll get close, they'll feel the shift, but when the discomfort kicks in, they'll retreat. They'll convince themselves that it's too hard, that nothing is changing, that maybe they were wrong. And just like that, they snap back into the matrix. But you don't have to. You can hold the frequency long enough for reality to catch up. You can choose to refuse anything that pulls you into a lower state. You can decide that from this moment forward, nothing has the power to control your energy except you. And when you do that, the entire game changes. Suddenly, the things that once drained you lose their grip. The people who kept you stuck start fading out of your life. New opportunities, new connections, new realities start appearing not because you forced them, but because your energy finally matches them. This is why the ones who break free never go back. Once you see how reality actually works, once you experience what it's like to live in a state of flow, alignment, and effortless manifestation, nothing else makes sense. But getting there requires something most people avoid. It requires radical responsibility. No more blaming circumstances. No more waiting for signs. No more playing small just to fit into a low vibration world. You either hold the frequency or you stay in the matrix. There is no in between. So here's the real question. What are you still holding on to that is keeping you trapped in the old frequency? What thought patterns, emotional addictions, or external influences are locking you into the same reality? And more importantly, are you willing to release them, even if it means stepping into the unknown? Because that's the threshold. That's the moment where you either break free or stay exactly where you are. And the choice is entirely yours. The hidden forces that keep you stuck and how to break their grip on your reality. Most people never realize that they are not thinking their own thoughts. Their desires, fears, and beliefs have been implanted by society, by media, by family conditioning so deeply that they mistake them for truth. The low vibration matrix isn't just an energetic field, it's a system designed to keep you distracted, drained, and disconnected from your real power. It feeds on your attention. It needs you to stay reactive, emotional, and constantly chasing external validation, because the moment you stop playing its game, it loses control over you. Every time you engage in fear-based thinking, every time you consume content that lowers your energy, every time you argue, complain, or dwell on negativity, you are feeding the system, and the system is smart. It rewards you for staying plugged in. It makes you feel like you're part of something, like your opinions matter, like your struggles are unique. But it's all an illusion. The matrix doesn't care about you. It only cares about keeping you distracted long enough that you never realize you had the power to step out of it all along. So how do you break free? You stop feeding the system. You stop reacting. You stop engaging in anything that lowers your frequency. You stop identifying with the emotions and patterns that are keeping you in the same loop. Most people don't want to hear this because they are addicted to their suffering. They think their problems define them. They have built an entire identity around their struggles, their past, their limitations. And this is the hardest truth to face if you are still struggling. It is because some part of you is choosing to, not consciously, not because you want to suffer, but because your system only knows how to operate in that frequency, and breaking free means letting go of everything you've used as a reason to stay stuck. This is why most people never do it. They get close, they start shifting, but then resistance kicks in. Their mind starts creating reasons to go back. Their body craves the familiar emotions. Their environment pulls them into old dynamics. And they give in, thinking it's just life pulling them back, when in reality, it's just unprocessed energy trying to maintain its grip. But here's the thing: the moment you stop reacting, the moment you refuse to engage in the same emotional cycles, the entire structure collapses. The people who used to trigger you lose their power. The situations that drained you no longer affect you. The fears that controlled you start to dissolve. And suddenly you realize that nothing outside of you ever had control. It was only ever the energy you were choosing to entertain. This is why true freedom isn't about external success, money, or validation. It's about mastering your frequency so completely that nothing can pull you into a lower state. It's about holding your energy steady even when everything around you is designed to disrupt it. This is what separates those who break free from those who stay stuck. The ones who escape don't do it because they are special, lucky, or chosen. They do it because they decide. They stop negotiating with old energy. They stop waiting for proof. They stop making excuses. And because of that, their entire reality shifts. Not gradually, not over years, instantly, because energy moves the moment you do. So the real question is, how much longer are you going to entertain the thoughts, emotions, and habits that keep you in the same reality? How much longer are you going to argue for your limitations? How much longer are you going to play small just to fit into a world that was never designed for you to thrive? Because the truth is, the matrix will never stop pulling you back. It will always give you reasons to stay in fear, reasons to doubt yourself, reasons to delay your shift. But the ones who break free, they don't wait until they feel ready. They don't wait for the perfect moment. They decide, they move, and they never look back. And the second you do the same, you'll realize that everything you thought was holding you back was never real in the first place. The frequency shift that instantly transforms your reality. No effort, no struggle, just alignment. Most people think transformation is hard. They think it takes years of effort, struggle, and discipline to shift their reality. But that's another illusion. The truth is, reality doesn't change through effort, it changes through frequency. The moment you shift your energy, the external world has no choice but to reorganize itself to match. This is why some people seem to manifest effortlessly, while others fight for every inch of progress. It's not about working harder. It's not about forcing things to happen. It's about becoming an energetic match for the reality you want and then letting it come to you. But here's where most people get stuck. They don't trust the process. They try to manipulate outcomes. They obsess over how things will happen, when they will happen, whether they are doing it right, and in doing so, they block the very thing they are trying to create. Because the energy of control is the energy of resistance, and resistance keeps you locked in the same loop, no matter how much action you take. So how do you shift instantly? You stop fighting. You stop forcing. You stop trying to fix yourself, your past, your circumstances. You stop treating life like a problem that needs to be solved and start treating it like an energetic field that responds to how you feel right now. If you feel stuck, it's not because you are stuck, it's because you are holding on to an old frequency. If you feel blocked, it's not because there's an actual obstacle, it's because your energy is tangled in resistance. And the second you release that resistance, things start moving. The right people appear. Opportunities unfold. Solutions show up without effort. Not because you worked hard, but because you finally stopped interfering with the natural flow of energy. This is what most people don't realize: alignment isn't something you force. It's something you allow. The universe is constantly trying to bring you what you want, but it can only deliver what you're an energetic match for. If you're vibrating in stress, you attract more stress. If you're vibrating in ease, things start happening effortlessly. And this is why the ones who truly shift never go back to struggle. They don't need to. They figured out the secret: energy first, reality second. But here's the catch: the moment you decide to let go, the matrix will test you. It will throw old triggers in your face. It will tempt you to react, to doubt, to fall back into familiar patterns. Not because it has power over you, but because your system is used to operating in a certain frequency, and stepping into a new one feels unknown. This is where most people fail. They make the shift, they feel the energy moving, but the moment something goes wrong, they collapse back into their old state. They panic. They question everything. They start trying to control again. And just like that, they snap back into the same reality they were trying to escape. But the ones who truly break free, they hold the line. No matter what happens, they refuse to drop their frequency. They don't react to old triggers. They don't chase. They don't chase. They don't force. They stay in alignment even when nothing around them has changed yet. And because of that, reality has no choice but to catch up. So here's the truth: most people aren't ready to accept you are either holding your frequency or you are letting the external world dictate it for you. There is no in between. You are either in alignment or in resistance. You are either choosing your reality or repeating an old one. And the second you stop negotiating with low-frequency thoughts, emotions, and habits, everything shifts. Not gradually, not over time, instantly. Because reality is just a mirror, and the moment you change the signal you're broadcasting, the reflection has to change too. So the real question is, how many more days are you going to spend arguing for your limitations? How much longer are you going to play the game of struggle when the exit has been in front of you this entire time? Because the ones who break free don't do it by accident. They do it by deciding that from this moment forward, nothing has the power to pull them out of alignment. And once you make that decision, everything that once felt impossible starts happening effortlessly. Not because life got easier, but because you finally stopped vibrating at the frequency of struggle. The final shift that breaks the illusion forever. Most people don't realize that the game they're playing isn't even real. They wake up every day reacting to the same problems, carrying the same emotional weight, chasing the same goals, thinking that if they just work hard enough, fix enough things, prove themselves enough, then maybe, just maybe, they'll finally feel free. But freedom isn't something you earn. It's something you claim, right now, in this moment, without waiting for proof, without waiting for permission, without waiting for anything outside of you to change. The only reason you feel stuck is because you're still waiting for a sign, waiting for circumstances to improve, waiting for the fear to disappear before you take the next step. But that's the trap. The fear doesn't go away first. The shift happens first, and then the fear dissolves. Most people never figure this out, so they stay in the loop forever, waiting for clarity when clarity only comes from moving. But here's the truth that changes everything: there is nothing left to wait for. The version of you that is free, aligned, and completely untouchable by the low vibration matrix already exists. It's not something you need to become. It's something you need to allow. Right now, in this very moment, you could drop every struggle, every doubt, every excuse, and step into that reality immediately. The only thing stopping you is the belief that it has to be harder than that. The mind loves to complicate things. It wants steps, strategies, guarantees. It wants to analyze every possibility before making a move. But energy doesn't work that way. Energy responds instantly to decision, to certainty, to alignment. The second you stop engaging with the thoughts, emotions, and patterns that keep you locked in your old frequency, everything shifts. Not gradually, not someday. Instantly. The only reason it hasn't happened yet is because you're still holding on to something: an identity, a fear, a belief that says it's not that simple. But it is. It always has been. So this is the moment that changes everything. No more waiting. No more negotiating with your old self. No more playing small just to fit into a reality that was never designed for you to thrive. From this moment forward, you hold the frequency of the life you want, no matter what. You stop reacting. You stop doubting. You stop making excuses. You refuse to lower your energy for anything or anyone. And because vibration dictates reality, life has no choice but to rearrange itself to match. The ones who break free do not do so because they are lucky, chosen, or special. They do it because they decide. And once you make that decision fully, completely, with no hesitation, you will realize that the low vibration matrix was never real. It was just a reflection of the energy you were choosing to entertain. And now that you've stopped choosing it, it can no longer exist.